Hi, everyone. I see that not many of us still here after 3 days of conference. So I'm going to be talking a bit about traveling in VR. Actually, Ascape VR was one of the first companies in this field. We started earlier than anyone else in travel in VR. And right now, we have some expertise and insight that we want to share with you. So basically, traveling from A to B got easier over time. I mean, much easier. But still, as soon as number of travelers around the world is growing, travel becomes one of the most important part of the lives of people. And people spending more and more money on this, more and more people traveling every year. And right now we have more global travelers than any time before that. And there is some nice statistics over here that actually almost 20% of American people thinking about taking vacation at least once a week, and that's pretty amazing. Talking about the numbers, comparing to world population, the number of global travelers are still really low. Less than 20% of people can travel abroad, and we believe that virtual reality is the best way for the rest of us to see the world, to explore the places that we've never been. So despite traveling is becoming more and more popular, travel is not for everyone, definitely. Not for people with low income, most of the seniors, disabled people, even teens and kids who cannot travel on their own, obviously. So we care about the rest of 84% of people around the world who cannot travel in real life. And so this one is pretty amazing. Actually, we find out when we just started this company in 2014, we found out that for many people, video content becomes a real substitute of the real thing. People just enjoying watching travel videos, travel stuff from professional content creators like Discovery VR, Travel Channel, but also from their peers like on YouTube and on Facebook. So there are almost there are over 100 million people every month who on YouTube who is watching travel videos, and 64% of American people watching travel videos when they plan their future trips and looking for inspiration for their future trips. What if, so the whole idea was, what if we could enhance traditional videos with some interaction and give them some more immersion rate? So that's what happened with virtual reality and the basic part of virtual reality, which is 360 videos. It's sort of a entry-level virtual reality stuff that anyone with a smartphone can enjoy. So you don't need like expensive devices like I don't want to name the brands, but you know them. So you already have everything you need to see places. It's all in your pocket. So basically, that's what we did, and we started to create travel experiences in virtual reality, and we started to basically we started with a tour of San Francisco in 2015. That was pretty amazing experience. We had a guide who was a candidate for a mayor that year in San Francisco. His name is Stuart Shuffman, and he's a really cool guy. And that was one of the one of the kind of experiences. So you have someone in front of you talking with you. Okay, here's the Koi Tower, here's the ferry building, and that actually changed the whole experience of something we've seen before we done that guided tour, and that was cool. It was nominated for Digital Hollywood Award that year. But when we produced that experience, we realized that there is no actual way to deliver this content to final users, because YouTube had no 360 video support at that time, Facebook neither. So what we did is we developed our app from scratch. We didn't use any like available technologies besides OpenGL. And at the time we released the app in mid-2015, we started to invite other content creators, as we are, to publish their travel experiences on Ascape. But from the day one, it was like a curated platform, so we never published stuff that we don't personally like. So, and right now, after these 2 years, we have the largest library of high-quality content, travel-related content in the world. We cover like 57 countries right now, including some really exotic places. I don't know, like Cuba and North Korea, and Botswana. So not many of us like planning to go to North Korea, but in virtual reality, it's definitely possible. So yeah, here are some stats in our performance so far. We've sent over 500,000 people on their vacations. We call all of our experiences virtual vacations, and so and to the countries I've mentioned. We realized that we can do that not just for users that downloading the app and enjoying the trips, but for the travel brands as well. And there is a huge potential, and they already started to realize that basically travel experiences starting not from the actual travel, actual boarding on the plane or checking in at the hotel, but it starts way before that. And so travel brands trying to catch your attention much earlier than your actual trip. And for them, virtual reality is the perfect tool, because they can show you facilities at the hotel, or they can upsell like a business class on the plane by showing you the plane and what you get for your money. So potential for travel brands is huge. We currently partner with many major brands, including JetBlue Airways, Lonely Planet, Thomas Cook, Four Seasons Hotels, Amadeus, Switchfly, many more. So yeah, that actually virtual reality is a huge leap for travel business, and since early 50s, when like past Second War airplanes becomes available for public to people, and they started to modify them to be able to transfer people between the places. In 1950 or 1952, that was around 25 million international tourists. Right now, it's over 1.2 billion. So it's almost 5,000% grow, and it's growing, and it's grown even at the times of huge collapses like 9/11 and any crises. So we think that providing better content for brands means total means that better sales for brands, and brands started to employ virtual reality in their sales process. For example, we currently partner with Thomas Cook Germany. It's a huge travel agency with over 100 years history, and they using Ascape app and VR headsets in the brick-and-mortar shops when they show people destinations they want to sell them. So it's much better way than handing them the leaflets or something like that, or just showing them the picture on the screen. So the better content you provide them, the more experienced content you provide them, the better sales you have, and many of the brands started to understand that. I have a real like A/B testing use case that Columbia and Google did before, but I bet you've already seen these sort of stats in the previous presentation. But yeah, I can show the findings. So basically, let me get back to yeah. So basically, Google partnered with Columbia, which is outwear producer, and they created two similar videos, one in 360 and one is plain, like usual traditional 2D video, and they published them simultaneously on Columbia's YouTube channel, and they had two different links for clear A/B testing. So the findings are basically 360 videos when not outperforming traditional videos on standard, on like traditional metrics that marketers use for measuring performance on YouTube, but 360 video outperformed significantly traditional videos on the engagement rate. When people just shared the experience with their friends and peers, they talked about that in social networks. So that was a really good part. And we have another example. The use case of our own that, let me get straight to that. Yeah, that was a partnership with JetBlue Airways. They got permission to fly to Cuba last year, and they wanted to promote this new destination, which was closed for many years for Americans, and we basically produced that experience with our mates, and the stats showed amazing results that our video was watched like many times more than their usual videos on Facebook pages. So on average, their usual video got on anything between 10,000 to 11,000 views on Facebook, but our 360 video was viewed by more than 350,000 people. So yeah, that's the real case. Another use case, we've been partnered with Lonely Planet Kids when they released an interactive book for kids. And they decided that it's going to be a good way to promote this book for kids and their parents by using virtual reality. So we created a special collection on Ascape with experiences like, I don't know, walking with elephants, diving with sharks, swimming with dolphins, etc. And they gave away several thousands of cardboards to people, to their followers on Twitter, and the results were also really amazing. They raised the sales more than 25% at that moment, the sales of the book, and they got like really amazing engagement as well. People shared the photos of the kids enjoying these experiences, and yeah, everyone was happy. Talking about other use cases for traveling in VR, we like constantly getting feedback from people. Just recently, a lady from the very remote area of Australia, she's a teacher, and she said that they use Ascape app as a tool for field trips for their kids that cannot actually travel to see the sea or let alone going abroad. So that's the perfect tool for them to watch something they would never see in otherwise. So also, so yeah, let me talk a bit about technology that we are working on. I've been listening to the previous speaker talking about augmented reality and travel. So we work on something pretty similar, but we want to marry augmented reality and virtual reality. So we are trying to add some augmented layers upon the like existing 360 video, and in those augmented layers, you'll be able to like to point on any object that that you want to know more about, like on this picture, Transamerica Pyramid or Bay Bridge. And we also started integration with Hilton hotels. On every video in any place that includes Hilton Hotels image, we are going to pin that point, and you'll be able to book the trip right in the app, right when being in virtual reality. So we also have special features like the app knows the exact like airplane fare from your location to the destination you are watching, and as well as the accommodation price. So the good question that we've been constantly asked: will VR eventually replace the real travel? So bad news for all of us who loves travel and seeing the world is yes. But the good news, not soon, not right now. Because we basically, right now, the current level of VR development is, VR technology is bringing you the immersion rate of less than 50%. So you can easily tell if you are watching virtual reality experience and not really real stuff. But with the technologies like that add some sensors to the experience, like you feel the sand or you feel the breeze or smell the food. With this technology being developed, your experience is going to raise your immersion rate like up to 100%, and it's going to be hard to tell whether it's reality or not. And I believe that it's going to happen in less than 10 years from now. So yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about. Questions, please.
So
yeah.
You say not soon. You think in 10 years that we'll be to a point of 100% realistic immersion with these virtual travel experiences?
Yeah, I believe so. So you're going to have all the feelings that you basically have in when you travel in real life.
Sounds pretty soon.
Yeah, it's developing like really quick right now, because you know, the first iPad was released in 2005. Yeah, but it's 2017 now, and we have Oculus Rift and HTC Vive and stuff like that. Yeah, please.
How do you charge for your app? What's your revenue model?
So the main revenue stream for us right now is coming from these partnerships with all of these travel brands. So we build a network of content creators from around the globe. When we just started the app, we started to invite hand-picked creators and small studios to publish the experiences on Ascape. And that's how we build this network of people and studios from 30+ countries right now. So we employ this network to cut the cost for brands dramatically. So basically, if JetBlue is going to fly to Australia and want to promote this new destination, we don't need to send our production team from San Francisco to Australia to film that. That's how we cut the cost dramatically. That's on B2B side. On B2C, we just recently started to charge users for premium experiences. So we define that close to 20% of all experiences on Ascape should be premium, and those are either really exotic footage, like from these countries, hardly available for travelers like North Korea, or of very high quality, like we do for. We do many drone shots, we do underwater shots, and it's really hard to produce the content, so we charge people to watch it.
And so on B2B, it's a work-for-hire kind of contract that you with them. On the B2B side, is it a work-for-hire contract then with Hilton or JetBlue?
Yeah. In most of the cases, and we also do like licensing out our content to the interested parties. Yeah, please.
Is most of your content photographic?
No, it's all videos.
It's all video?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're cinema production.
Yeah.
How do you get the VR part? How do you actually create it? Is it just a travel log, or how do you make it interactive?
So it's not interactive right now, but with the technology that I just showed you, we are working on that, and it's going to be live like within 2 months or so. You are going to have some interactivity, like picking your, choosing your path in the story, because right now it's mostly like linear story, but we are working on non-linear storytelling here. When you see the koi tower in the video, you can jump to the video from the top of koi tower. That's how it works. Hey.
So on the content creation front, what's the spectrum of production that you guys have on the system? Like, could you have a smartphone with a 360 capture and get content in the Final Cut, or does that be higher quality, higher production?
Yeah, it's as I said, we are really picky in terms of the content. So we don't publish anything filmed on on consumer cameras. But I would say that most of our content creators still using the GoPro rigs in different modifications, because like professional cameras just starting to arrive. I'm not talking about like cameras like Nokia Ozo, which would cost you like 60,000. It's not our level either. So, yeah, yeah.
And you just pay the content creators one-time fee, or?
That's a good question. When we just started, we paid content creators just for publishing videos on Ascape. We paid a really small fee of $100. But right now, we mostly do revenue share with them, and we also provide them this opportunity to work with our partners in travel field. So they're getting the way to monetize their work and to get some extra contracts.
Say a couple more questions.
Sure.
And then we'll move on to the next speaker.
Is distribution exclusively on your own platform?
No, no. When we produce something for the brand, we don't do this exclusively. So they're free to publish it on Facebook or on their website, on YouTube, anywhere they want. But it's also published on our app. Yep. Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah.